That's what distinguishes between me and you. You are negative, and my videos that I make, regardless of me being in the war and fighting and trash talking in game, the videos that I make, you can't criticize those.
Oh boy.
What we do here is go back.
Hello, Get Negative Kid here. If you have no idea what this video is about, you'll need to watch these two videos. First mine, then his response. The links will be in the description. This all transpired 2 years ago, and I didn't feel compelled enough to respond. His response was like a monkey using banana peels to derail an incoming train. Needless to say, nothing in the entirety of his 20-minute response video even remotely stood the test of time or made any real sense in the first place. I was honestly impressed by the fact that an entire 20-minute long video had literally no good points in it. I want to address it top to bottom, and Justin, if you are watching, you're in for an embarrassing time, dude. But more importantly than zoning in on Justin, this video's creation was reprompted by his guild's behavior. The freedom fighters of Big Mama, Pact, the poor little victims of the racket that are innocent and do no wrong. If you are a member of MMT, or anyone for that matter, and are made uncomfortable by the comments that Pact has made about our friend Blake, this is a disclaimer to leave the video now. I will be showing everything that I have. I wrestled with even bringing this up, as I and all of my mutual friends with Blake would prefer his name rest. The production of this video has been continually postponed by my disinterest and wishful thinking, hoping that Pact would stop using Blake's name as a way to hurt our feelings if I just didn't bring it back up. It is pretty apparent that I was wrong, as they've continued shouting and echoing jokes mocking him on both Darlene and Big Mama, and I've had enough. For those unaware, Blake was a warrior in the MMT alliance on Big Mama named Crypt Keeper that passed away last year. And yes, some of Pact and their allies took full advantage of that and didn't skip a beat to celebrate. Blake had been experiencing problems with his lungs, among other issues, and he is sorely missed. I'll be getting into the details of that later. For now though, let's just hop into his response video.
Xbox was disrespectful to me and my guildmate, and he didn't show any sign of compassion for either of our feelings. Xbox scammed a +7 Darksteel sword from one of my guildmates, and he denied it constantly in trade chat. He denied it to the core, and he had no proof. He claimed he crafted and enchanted the sword. So Xbox, if you're watching this, bro, you lost all my respect.
So he starts the video off whining about Xbox's crimes for whatever reason, claiming he scammed a 7 DSS. The issue with that is that Xbox is still a current member of Pact, and a self-proclaimed friend of Justin's to this day in Pact. So which is it, Justin? Is he a scammer that lost your respect, or your friend? Xbox currently pilots or owns a ranger called 8ShyShyD, and this screenshot I'm showing is his reaction to that clip. All that aside, I thought this would be an interesting way to segue into debunking rumors that I apparently punched my guildmate Mina in the face in real life. As you can see, Xbox, among other members of Pact like Rodrigo and Carlos, have all claimed I apparently abuse women. So I took the liberty of going into a Discord call with Mina to ask her, "Hey, have I ever punched you in the face?" Hey Mina.
Hi, baby.
So I have a question for you.
Okay.
Did I ever punch you in the face?
No.
Did I ever smack you across the face with a baseball bat?
No, that's ridiculous.
When we met up, did I screech at you in your face?
No.
Did I turn into a bat and fly off into the night and then come back with a rat and try and lay it on your head?
No, that would be pretty cool though.
Yeah, honestly, I was thinking about it. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Thank you, though.
Yeah, no problem.
Now, let's get back to the video. Oh boy, this brings back memories, man. Lots of memories. Our boy Justin, Revival IMO, couldn't help himself, getting all sentimental, and had this to say immediately after.
But that just goes to show you that, people screw over you, and that's fine. And that's why I have to be more careful with choosing my friends. And even though this is a game, that's a life lesson.
Sounds like a good bit of wisdom from the legend himself, but he immediately makes himself look like a complete moron after saying that by showing that he chose the mind as a friend.
The mind is my friend, regardless of what people say about him and the pedophilia thing that he goes about. That's him. I have no relation to that. I'm not trying to promote his blog or anything. I'm not doing any of that stuff. I don't help him for none of the bullshit that you guys try to incite. I do, especially Get Good Kid.
For the vast majority that have no clue who the mind is, let me bring you up to speed. The mind is a crazy person that has their own blog and writes false stories about people, such as accusations of pedophilia among other heinous crimes. Back when Justin and I made videos about one another, the mind had only written stories about people in MMT. So it's pretty predictable that Justin couldn't muster the will to give a remote fuck, since it was about his enemies in a mobile video game. So what about now? Are they still friends? No. The mind began writing false and misleading blogs about people in Pact the moment their narrative changed to hating Pact instead of MMT. So I'm assuming that is where their friendship began to dissolve. Hypocrite. Justin, you can feel free to comment on the situation. Tell us how communications broke down between you and the psycho. It only matters when it happens to you or your friends, right? Why didn't it matter when it was happening to people in MMT? Why was it okay to be their friend when they wrote those disgusting blogs about us, but not okay when they set their sights on your guild? It's almost like you recognize it was disgusting behavior. You ignored it like a coward and showed everyone yet again that you have no standards for choosing your friends. Maybe you need more life lessons, Justin. It seems your ignorance about choosing good friends is what led you to join Pact in the first place, in spite of all of the red flags coming from most all of their core members and pilots.
Regardless of what people say about him and the pedophilia thing that he goes about, that's him.
This is the argument that most of you lames in Pact use when your guildmate or friend does something heinous or disgusting. That's them and not me. Doesn't involve me. Yes, that seems to be the issue with most of you in Pact. You only seem to care when the situation revolves around you. That's why there's always a lack of care when people like Adrian, Isaac's brother, Rodrigo, or others make fun of our deceased friend in front of you. I mean this sincerely when I say this. I hope, genuinely, that none of you get to experience what it feels like to lose a loved one. And I hope that in the case that you do, that nobody in your life feels compelled to mock it. I don't care who you are. I will not tolerate anyone using that type of rhetoric to hurt you, or anyone, because it's not right and it's disgusting. Justin proceeds to go off on some tangent about a player at the time named Hercosely or Harold that is ironically in his alliance now, present day, in the Raging Guild, which is essentially Lanos' Pact. Justin said he wanted to be Lanos, but decided against it, and this was his reasoning.
I realized, why would I want to come back to this faction and the way people are here? I realized, why would I want to come back to this faction and the way people are here? I realized, why would I want to come back to this faction and the way people are here?
Oops. We're supposed to be looking at Lanos, my bad.
I realize, why would I want to come back to this faction and the way people are here? I realize, why would I want to come back to this faction and the way people are here? I realize, why would I want to come back to this faction and the way people are here?
Cirrus had their fair share of undesirables, and you seem to have a hard time not wanting to be their friend, Justin. You all had The Mind, Demon Me Too, and other wackos spouting on Cirrus at that time, non-stop. Present day, they are still there, joined by people like Jilky June and Deadshot. Jilky, being a core member of Pact, is potentially even worse than The Mind. She has targeted members of MMT and doxed their personal information and even sent things to their house. She admits to cocaine usage and spams death threats on Kakao towards people in MMT. Example in the screenshot on screen. The most unforgivable thing that Jilky June did was go into a spam chat on Kakao and actually doxed Blake and his family after he passed away. Here is a screenshot of that. This is the type of behavior that Pact allows and tolerates. Even the GM of Pact, Adrian, is seen here on Paco partaking in making fun of Blake's death. Do you miss your friend, Don? What a disgusting thing to say. And look at all of the cowards that I've talked to, one-to-one, that have said that they don't agree with this behavior. X Tamago X, New Elf, Adorabelle, Gold Fever, Panderlim, B-Chair, Cbop, XX Kiko XX, Iodin, Raffles, Doctolove, and Sir Smoke. I spoke to them the day after these screenshots were taken, and this is what Docto and Sir Smoke had to say to me. Sir Smoke says, "Bye, crybaby." Yes, he attacked me for being upset that his friend made fun of my dead friend. Doctolove says, "Using his death as leverage is kinda messed up on your part," after completely ignoring the fact that the GM of Pact and their guildmates were just spamming about Blake the day before in Shout Chat. But I'm the one using him as leverage. Doctolove, I've been informed, is a person named Santi that pilots or owns the mage Potion Z on Big Mama Lenos in the Raging Guild. X Tamago X says, "Funny you bring up the same stuff every day. You guys talk about the dude more than anyone." No, we don't. All of us prefer his name Rest, and only be used to reminisce about our friend, and not to insult us or his memory. You sat back and watched your guild make fun of his death, and said nothing. Blake wouldn't be the subject of discussion if your disgusting guild would keep him out of their mouths. Doctolove brought up another point in an attempt to gaslight me, bringing up the fact that my GM, Don, said KYS and that it was toxic. I agree, but is that supposed to justify the behavior of Pact? Not to mention, I was the only person in MMT that was even present, and even though I didn't see it, it was wrong. But isn't that the reaction you were all looking for? Ha ha, your friend is dead. Ha ha, your friend is dead. Ha ha, your friend is dead. KYS. Oh my god, Don is toxic and we are victims. They do say that they have spoken to Rodrigo in their guild chat, which is fine. I spoke to Don one-on-one as well when I found out what he had remarked. But nobody, out of all of you that saw, spoke up in all chat or during the shouts. You all smirked and sat there laughing and poking at Don, ganging up on him. And I'm honestly impressed that the only negative remark he left was a simple KYS. The frustration and anger we all feel when you all say things like that is something I cannot even describe to you. And while I admonish what Don said, I don't demonize him for it because it is an understandable thing to lash out against. Besides, Doc, your friend Adrian over the years has loved to tell people to kill themselves. So best case scenario, you're condemning a very common thing from the GM of Pact. Is your argument that both sides should be able to say things like that? Or is your peanut brain slowly approaching the conclusion that what you've witnessed from Pact is wrong? You can pretend we use Blake as leverage all you want, but it doesn't change the truth of the matter, nor does it make you look any less stupid. Cirrus seems to be a psychomagnet on Big Mama. The only people being unbearable on Lenos back then and presently are people that are affiliated with your guild. And all the anger and rage that is exuded is by miserable raging members that are so consumed by hate that they'd stoop to mocking a player's death just to cause emotional damage.
That's what distinguishes between me and you. You are negative.
You look stupid now, don't you, Justin? I'm sure some viewers may be curious why I have sort of zoned in on Justin to even speak on this specific subject. Oh, well, maybe he's just a misguided kid with bad friends, but that doesn't make him a bad person or negative personally. That'd be absolutely true if Justin didn't join in on the celebration when it leaked that Blake had begun experiencing issues with his lungs. That's right, Mr. Positivity Justin himself is seen here in this screenshot, joined by others in Pact, spamming jokes in Kakao about Blake's lung issue before he passed away. He literally even made a level 1 character, as you can see in the screenshot, to mock his life-threatening situation about his lung. You are absolutely a disgusting coward for that. I hope everyone in our community can see this and know you for the sniveling little self-righteous prick that you are. You're such a cringe fest that you deleted Revival IMO and created a channel called Destruction IMO and made your channel bio, "I'll show you how easy it is to be negative." What are you? Some sort of overgrown child? Is this your weird anime plot twist? Is this you trying to be like Anakin Skywalker? Looks more like you being a dramatic bitch, but that's just my opinion, Justin. And hey, it seems you may have realized that, seeing as you changed the bio after a while to a simple XD. That's better. It's a lot better when you don't talk. Now let's get back to your stupid video where we're arguing because you take a video game too seriously.
He says I'm an idiot. You're calling me an idiot on Suras, then saying that I take the game too serious, but you took the time out of your day to come to Suras and then talk to me this way. So yeah, he tells me I take this aspect of the game too serious.
He says, "I'm not an idiot," then proceeds to show that he can't read plain English. "Okay, Justin, read along with me, okay? You take the game aspect of this too seriously." Not an aspect of the game, you donut. You take the game aspect of things too seriously, when the only real issues I've ever had a true issue with are outside of the game, aka you backing up your friend, the mind. The funny thing is that you can literally see bits and pieces of the mind being an absolute tumor in his screenshots, and it appears he's zoomed in to distract from their rambling in the shout chat.
The mind's claim, not mine, is that they're giving girls in their alliance money and items in-game in exchange for nudes and sexual things. That's his whole claim. Get Good Kid tries to flip my words and say that I'm the one who's also agreeing with it and defending it, and that I'm a piece of shit person for defending that when I never defended it once. You can look back at anything you want. I have never defended the mind's claims.
It took me like 2 minutes to find a screenshot of you supporting the idea that MMT is a racket. It's literally a comment of someone calling us a pedo racket on your video, and you hearted it and liked it. Regardless, I never said that you spouted off in agreement with the mind. My gripe with you was that you surround yourself with people like that and play a video game with them when they are clearly garbage human beings.
Anyway, and this is where the debate starts to actually turn into a debate.
More like, this is where I show how stupid you are again.
The topic is Pacts are bullies and travelers are not. Any Suras can tell you from experience. They won't train with us. And meanwhile, you have people from the Alliance that train all the time with neutrals, and we don't kill those neutrals. I've killed them sometimes, but I learned that.
How dense are you, dude? I know it's been 2 years. Have you gotten any smarter? Or...
And sometimes that kindness is taken for advantage. Well, a lot of times, because I un-KOS Lovesick. I was one of the only people to un-KOS the account Lovesick when it joined Wicked, and then what do you know? The next fucking week, it's in Travelers.
He was one of the only Pact to un-KOS an account named Lovesick. Keep that statement in mind for now.
So as you've read, you've seen the whole 3 points thing he likes to make fun of so much. But you want to know the last point, other than 1 and 2? We don't perm KOS war accounts. I was one of the only people to un-KOS the account Lovesick. We don't perm KOS war accounts.
He's so deluded and slow that he contradicts something he says literally moments after saying it. How does Pact not perm KOS accounts. If you were one of the only people un-KOSing Lovesick, you donut. Even with you being stupid and proving yourself to be a liar, I literally have screenshots proving you wrong. Dude, all 3 of your points are proven wrong with these screenshots. Your guild even recently started trying to charge an un-KOS fee. See what I meant when nothing he said aged well or made any sense? To be expected from an idiot.
There are so many accounts that were once in the war that are now in neutral guilds, and I don't touch them. That's the 3rd point, since you wanted to hear it so bad.
Okay, there are plenty of Cirrus accounts that are neutral that have been un-KOS'd as well. Want a cookie, hero?
You come from a guild that monopolizes bosses and then sells the gold for real money.
We sell gold for money? There are a multitude of people in Pact that even today still sell gold regularly, either from Mindscream or merching or whatever they do. What a sad way to complain that you can't compete with us and win a boss. There are people in your guild dropping thousands of dollars on P-Hearts out of pure hatred for us. And you even feel comfortable saying something like that? Most of us invest our gold into our equipment because we want to get stronger in this game.
Then you claim like I invented the word anti-spawn because I get spawned so much. No, actually, Death Jackal was the person who invented the word anti-spawn. And Death Jackal was once my idol for this game when I was a noob.
Justin, I already knew that. At the time that I said that, RJ was being a toxic scumbag and fixing to be another tumor on Big Mama's already heavy back. It was a bait so that I could talk about him and how you're a wannabe. Now, that point is sort of moot, but just to make another example, Death Jackal, or RJ, joined Pact for a substantial amount of time as a pilot and was one of the most toxic scumbags to ever play this game. Yet another example of you needing to choose better friends, Justin.
So, as you know, many people leave comments on my channel saying negative things and saying things that might offend me in some way, or at least they hope. And if you look on other people's channels, when do I ever leave a comment saying anything on their channel? Other than like in past months, yes.
Did you just ask me when you have ever left a negative comment apart from the past? Where else am I supposed to look? The future?
And you called me cringe. You called my content cringe. Well, let's take a look at the kind of content Get Good Kid makes.
Hold on. Maggie! Maggie! What I gotta do is, ow, fuck. What the fuck? This is taking forever. Ow, my finger! There we go. Vantage point. Perspective. There we go. See this shit? This is how we do this shit. Sacrifice a Maggie!
I mean, I get you were trying to be funny, and maybe you intended to make it cringy, but it was very cringy, and I'm not the only person who agrees on that based on the like-dislike ratio and even the comments.
Mankey! Mankey! Mankey used to be my favorite Pokemon, but ever since I found my Snorlax, I've been just obsessed. Look at his little belly. Snorlax.
Dirty red. Dirty red.
What the fuck?
Dirty Red, the bald spoon Pokemon. This Pokemon holds a spoon out of envy of the Kadabra Pokemon. Dirty Red believes that copying Kadabra will somehow fool others into thinking it is an intelligent Kadabra.
Optimal.
Its bald head
Holy
can reflect
fuck.
beam attacks and withstand many blunt strikes
Blunt
due to
and
the
beam?
density of its skull.
I fucking need it.
How about now, Justin? Was I being serious or was I just joking around? Come on, let's see you use those 7 brain cells to figure it out.
And you're talking about my content? If you look at your content, what do you make? If you look on your channel, all of your videos, well, most of your videos are having somebody else in the title and then trying to insult them in some way. Well, if you look at my channel, as of recently, most of my videos, well, all of my videos are just words in the title to describe the video in some way, shape, or form.
It is hard to pick a favorite stupid thing that Justin says in his video. but this particular stupid thing is definitely a contender. So he shows a couple videos of mine making the argument that my channel thrives off of negativity and making fun of others because I feature their names in my titles. He immediately went to his own channel at the time after he uploaded his response and hid all of his videos that had people's names in the titles. He graciously provided me screenshots of the videos that he hid for whatever reason. I'm assuming he was trying to delude himself into thinking he had nothing to hide and that being transparent would relieve him of any embarrassment he would otherwise suffer. But this is pretty embarrassing. Check this out. Sniff cock. Soles 89. Brilliant. Pop a Smurf. Cringe 52. Sounds like you were dealing with a bit of self-hatred there, Justin, because you've posted more videos about other people than I ever have. Jealous that I can pull it off better than you can? Maybe you should have put more effort into your videos. The fact that you hid your videos after calling me out is absolutely hilarious, and you're an embarrassment.
The videos that I make, you can't criticize those because they're actually good. And if they weren't good, I would not have the amount of subscribers I have, and I would not have the amount of likes I have.
By your logic, my videos are good. You're saying that you think likes, subs, and views are what indicate good content, and while I would tend to agree, my videos have and had more likes and views than you. Does that mean I'm better than you? No. Does it somewhat support my claim that your videos were low-effort garbage? A little bit. Well, that's the last point you really bring up in your video, and I have to say, this whole debacle with you was a 100% waste of time. Only I'm glad that it could serve as a conduit for exposing all of you and your disgusting behavior. My only wish for this video is that it shows our community what kind of people you all are. Justin is apparently hiding on an account called Gender, and Justin, do more than hide. Take the batch of people I highlighted in this video and leave our community. There is no place in it for people like you. You are heartless, cruel, unkind people, and the community would be better off without you. Go play some other kind of game like RuneScape or something like that. There are even idiots in Pact like Sifa on Adorabelle that have been burned in the past by Adrian, but still keep coming back for more while supporting the disgusting things that are going on. Look at these insanely embarrassing screenshots from the past.
Got in a huge fight with Adrian because I wouldn't report you guys. He's not gonna make me do something I don't want to do.
Why would he force you to do that?
I think he's gone off the deep end. He's ruining Big Mama for everyone. Guys, I'm officially single, taking boyfriend applications.
What happened with Mafu?
He's a jerk. Not a good person at all.
Oh, well, I guess you deserve better.
I sure do. Hey girl, come on. I'll take you for foe, baby girl. Thank you, babe. Mafu ruined Big Mama server. What? What in the world are you talking about? I've never tried to get anyone banned. Adrian did log from my Hive account and then come to us a message about you. I was really upset at him for that. I have never tried to ban anyone.
I thought Adrian would really love that to be the cherry on top to finish this video off with. But here's a bit more. This is a message from a full-grown Adrian to a 16-year-old girl in a video game.
Okay, dude, you made your choice. Won't be like last time either. Level 48 pretty much maxed endgame equips with nothing better to do than to hunt you down, dude. I will KOS your shit account for all time, I promise you. I wasted my fucking time and talked to you, and you're trying to twist shits to Siren like you're doing. You will regret this day. That is all. Enjoy.
Okay, thanks. Mafu. Spend USD. Flip a coin. If heads, spend thousands of dollars on gold. If tails, flip again. Hire poor people. Choose another player from your bench. They will now drain your account for you. Oh, add a skill to that says hire people from Darlene and New Star. Temporary. But to end this video on a note that makes sense to me, I wanted to relay a message directly to Justin. Dude, I never claimed to be a saint. I'm a pretty decent guy, but I like to joke around, and I believe in a good roast when it is deserved. Even though I never claimed to be a saint, I'm still a far better person than you, and that's the sad truth. I'm going to play a clip from your video, and I hope your own words resonate with you. And you and the other people in Pact that did those things, strive to be better people.
I have one last message to you, Get Good Kid, and anybody else watching this. Despite all of the things that you're currently doing and the things you have done, you can change. You can become a better person. Like, I know I'm not perfect either, but I'm working on myself every day, and I'm trying to get out of the cycle of being the same. And I just want to let you know that from man to man, from the bottom of my heart, I think if we were in the same alliance, we could have became friends or something.